Hey guys, and welcome to the Surge Growth Partner Podcast, a podcast where we interview top-level executives inside leading and growing companies in the IT and cybersecurity space. Excited to have our guest today, Ernesto Couso. We'll be diving into his story, what his company Cloud Beaker specializes in, and some engaging insights into the cybersecurity and IT industry. So I'll go ahead and kick it off to you, Ernesto. If you could please just introduce yourself and tell a quick snippet of your story and your background prior to starting Cloud Beaker.
Sure. Well, it's Cloud Beaker, but that's good.
Oh, Cloud Beaker.
You
My
got
apologies.
it. Don't worry. It's fine. Uh, well, I have over 22 years of experience working on IT operations. I finished my college at 99 as a bachelor in computer engineering back in Cuba. Then I did my master's degree in technology innovation, and I started to work right away. During I was in college, I was working for the Cuba's Medical Information Network. So uh, back then, many years ago, in 1998, I was part of a project that was the um, Health Virtual Library for the Americas. Was the first one. Back then, we were developing on the earliest stages of the internet, and I was in college, and I was part of this project that took me to travel for the British Caribbean, Jamaica, St. Lucia, as a part of a program of the UNDP. And I get involved in all this idea of new information technologies and how these new technologies can help companies to increase performance and to, um, achieve better results and to growth exponentially in the technology field. So I finished my degree as a computer engineer. I did my master's. I used to work as a chief architect, infrastructure architect for a corporation in Cuba, the biggest technology corporation in Cuba, Copicsville, and I left to LATAM in 2003. I started my first leadership position was there as a director of engineering for a major internet service provider, and well, did a lot of things up to 2013. I was CTO for a big multinational there, and then I came to the States. So here it was interesting when I came to the States because the whole environment is different, from the technology standpoint. So the way that people think, the things that companies here prioritize. All right. So obviously, United States have less problems with money and resources than companies in LATAM. So the priorities change, and it cost me a little bit how to adapt all the cultural things to how the IT world or in the United States works and how to fit properly. I was very fortunate. I was hired for a company named FC Benefit Administrators, the third party administrator of benefits for the government contractors, pretty big one. And I was hired as a network manager, and within a year, I was the director of IT operations of that company. So, although I had some experience in cloud, we decided to start migration early in 2016, right? So, and pretty much I focused all my energies for the next 7 years on bringing the company from an IT operations standpoint to be top of the line. Actually, we achieved with the whole team of course, this was supported by leadership. I want to thank the opportunity and the support and the mentorship of Isaac Dominich, which is the Chief Operating Officer, and from Steve Porter, which is the Chief Executive Officer, that always gave me the opportunity to fulfill the things I wanted, even when sometimes was crazy for them. They used to say that I'm like a train wreck, but you cannot argue with results. So I can get out the Cuban in me. So sometimes, so the company, I'm very proud to say that achieved the high trust certification and all the compliance in the sector, SOC 1, SOC 2, Type 2, and a lot of rewards from the security standpoint, from the technology advantages standpoint. So we went to the cloud very early. That impact when the pandemic hits, the company was 90% in the cloud. So we were able to keep the whole company, 100% of the employees working remotely, including the call center. thanks to the architecture and infrastructure that we created there. To be on top of that, being in compliance because this type of companies manage PHI, um, and sensitive information, and without without impacting a little bit in productivity. None, zero downtime. Company was 100% operational, even working from home. And we had early stages of the pandemic, those problems when um, they closed down the whole building, so nobody can get in. A lot of companies suffer. We were ahead of that. So that was a learning process for me, together with all the experience I bring from networking infrastructure and architecture. I started working for, I'm going to say the name, for a Google Premier Partner as GCP Practice Lead or Cloud Services Director for 2 years. And I learned a little bit more about how these come from the other side of the aisle, how these companies serve their clients. And immediately after 2 years, that created a conflict in me. And let me tell you why. So I consider myself first and foremost an engineer. I'm a great engineer, even if that it's a lack of modesty in there. I've been doing anything. I got a lot of certifications and everything. I'm completely hands-on. But I've been facing the challenges from being a director of IT, a CTO, VP, being in all those positions, over 17 years in senior leadership roles. And every time I got a vendor to me, I thought that the only thing these people want is to sell me stuff or make me spend more money. I never had an ally before. Somebody who tells me, okay, this is what we do, but I'm going to work with you. Let's tailor the solution to your needs. I'm not trying to make you spend more money or make a commitment for 3 years. Mm-hmm. I want you to help you to achieve your goals, train your team, and at the same time, I'm going to help you to optimize your costs. So I don't want you to spend more money. For example, in cloud adoption, the initial costs are high. So the migration, especially if you have legacy application, legacy server, that takes time. You need to adapt everything to put it in the cloud. It's going to cost you money. But down the road, you can optimize the process in order for them to first be more scalable, to guarantee the business continuity without impacting production, making change in hot without impacting productivity, and save money. So I don't believe in the long partnership, but I never found that. I was a client. Now, when I was working on the other side of the aisle, we were a Google Premier Partner. We need to sell this solution. Although I'm a big fan, actually, Cloud Beaker is a Google partner. The approach for me, it wasn't it creates me a conflict. I said, I'm not really, well, I'm helping people. I'm providing this, but the main interest here is mine, right? As a company, I need more billable hours. I need to get as much revenue as possible from each client. And helping them is secondary. So if I got in IT, you have, like we say here in Texas, there's always more than one way to skin a cat, right? The same is in IT, right? You can go and say, okay, just spend this amount of money, make a lot of licenses, and that's going to cost you X amount of dollars. Or as an engineer, you have to be creative and say, okay, we can do it this way. Maybe it won't achieve this performance, but it's going to save you, okay, 2 times what you spend in this way. And this, you can scale it up. Just to give you a little bit of example, all right, or teaching the clients or training them or give them access to see what they're doing so they gain not only confidence in what you're offering, but also on your services. That's why I decided to found Cloud Beaker. I had all the credentials. I did, all the negotiations I needed, the partnerships I needed, start hiring people. And thankfully, a lot of the clients, including my previous employers, they decided to go with me. They trust my capacity of deliver and to be, I don't want them to be another client. I want them to be part of the family, and we are an ally. So we tailor our cost, our solutions, including our service contracts with them, so we can grow only if they grow. If you do better, we do better. Otherwise, we're going to cost you and we're going to take care of things 24 hours a day, um, uh, with less than what a help desk guy will cost you. Something like that. It's just more complex, but I don't want to go too deep in that.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Well, that's an awesome story, man, and it's so cool hearing your background and exactly how you got to the point that you got to. We don't. I think you're my first guest that is from
Sometimes
Cuba
I
and,
break.
and, and has those Cuban roots. So I love to see that come out of you as well. I did have there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm Italian, so I get passionate about things too. So I'm curious though, just being inside the industry for so long and kind of seeing, the space develop and kind of move and evolve. Where do you think that we are right now in terms
Well,
of,
we're
trends, or
moving
where,
to
where's the market kind
serverless
of moving towards in
artificial
the IT
intelligence. We're already
space?
there, but we need to, tweak that a little bit more, and multi-cloud. So actually, I wrote, and you can see in my website and also my LinkedIn, I wrote like
Hmm.
a blog post today about the multi-cloud era is finally here. So, and that's something that we do in Cloud because we focus on multi-cloud. I believe that putting all the eggs in the same basket is a bad idea. Right? Companies needs to grow, needs to be more accessible, needs to guarantee that they're going to be always running, especially in an era where the technology, the innovation in technology, especially on internet and network based solutions, software as a service or platform as a service is growing tremendously. Now we have a lot of tools that we didn't have in 1998 when we have to code on monochrome computers and all that, make CGIs in order to connect to an HTML web page. Right now, pretty much anybody can develop a solution. Right, there is a lot of tools out there that allows you to make an offer and create an idea. So innovation is I believe, in my opinion, in its prime. This new era, the
Hmm.
blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and high performance computing, which is
Hmm.
being easily accessible for anybody from any cloud platform, Google or AWS or Microsoft, is giving a new generation of talent the opportunity to have all the tools at their hands to grow and develop. So we are on an exciting time now. I don't want to say God bless the COVID because a lot of people suffered and it was a big problem. But from the technology standpoint, it opens a lot of eyes. People understood,
Hmm.
okay, we suffered this and we weren't prepared. Companies went bankrupt. People couldn't be
Definitely.
served. Um, I believe that you know give a lot of people the opportunity to wake up and see, okay, there is a new world that I need to take advantage of because what happened today, it can't happen again. Uh, and well, that's why I said this after 2020 is being I don't know, like a big impulse on the discovery of new ideas, on the implementation of new technologies or technologies that already existed, but nobody was taking full advantage of it, right? Like, for example, we got blockchains in 2003, right? Nobody was taking advantage of that since, I don't know, what, 5 years ago? And then we start modifying that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting time. So I'm
Yeah.
super thrilled with that.
Yeah, that no, you bring up a lot of great points and a lot of trends that I think I've seen unfold as well, especially after the 2020 pandemic. I feel like a lot of companies change and they realize that they have to have something in place in order if
Right.
there's ever an event like this that occurs
There
again,
is no
right?
other
And
way.
so just being more cloud based, right, in general, I just think is only beneficial for a company. Now I am curious. Yeah, yeah. I'm curious as to you did touch on some service offering that obviously Cloud Beaker does, but I was
Well,
curious as to where you
is that
think your
so? We
clients really
are
get the
a
most
cloud
significant
consulting
value
company, and I
from
want to
working
be
with
a
Cloud
cloud
Beaker.
consulting, a consulting company. Period. Technology consulting company. Actually, I'm creating a roster, and the people that work for me, especially in Latam, we are already in Latam. We get our authorization from Google and from Microsoft to resell in Latam, United States and Canada. Of course, we are a U.S. company. and CEMEA region, Southern Europe. So we want to be global, but we want to be a consultant. I'm not the guy who's going to go there and tell you, I sell Google. Yes, we do, as a support to your digital transformation or your technology innovation processes that you want to follow. We're going to guide those clients. We're going to tailor the solution for them based on their needs. So we don't have at least prices besides what Google, for example, we suggest Workspace or Google Cloud, they have established prices in there, right? But that's consumption. No, we're going to work with you in transform your workplace, your business into something that is more affordable, is increased performance, productivity, and that helps you to achieve more goals with a lower cost. So, and at the same time, one of the things that I established on Cloud Beaker, every client we have, we offer them training up to certifications for free. Actually, let me tell you something. That's just we're in the process of working a collaboration agreement with the government of El Salvador, a government level, right? And we already are sponsoring the Red Cross of El Salvador. So we're helping them with over 350 workspace accounts. We're providing that for free. We're guiding them because organizations like the Red Cross or the UNDP, organizations like that, do a tremendous humanitarian work. And sometimes, especially in undeveloped countries or third world countries, they have a tremendous cost from human resources standpoint, right? It's people who have not enough resources and need to go and do the job, right? They're not the states. The president can help or send FEMA or whatever. They need to do it on their own. So we're trying to support those companies as we work with other private institutions. So whatever is left over here, we're going to use it to support organizations like this ones, right? So, and our project exactly involves that. We as Cloud Beaker, we're representing Google, is our main partner, although we got partnership with AWS and Microsoft too. We also have partnership with Alibaba Cloud, which is a Chinese one. We did this because in the past I had a client that couldn't be supported because he had operations in mainland China, and there is no other cloud platform operating then because, well, you know. So the only cloud provider there is Alibaba Cloud. So we make a partnership with them to support U.S. companies or any other company within the regions we are authorized to resell and to operate and provide services that have mainland operations in China. We can use Alibaba Cloud and then create like a multi-cloud environment with Google or AWS or Microsoft. So one of the things we're doing about El Salvador, I'm sorry about that I went through the branches, is that our agreement is we're going to support your programs. We're going to bring consultants, PhD level guys who have diverse specializations from the digital transformation to the knowledge management to resources optimization to technology innovation and so forth. And at the same time, what we're going to do, meanwhile, we guide your institutions, we're going to train your local personnel. So we're a company who's going to take you there technologically, but also we're going to train your human resources in order for your country to grow and to be able to teach others at the same time. So we have a big social commitment. Being a Latino and immigrant is something that touches me. And I believe that it's not only about making money. Yes, of course, we need to make money. We're a business. We need to pay salaries. But the most important thing is to help and to assist others to achieve their goals, to open their minds. It's a big resistance to change in Latin. Big. I don't want to mention specifics, but we have companies who, although they have a big production, they are still very, using Windows 2003 servers, and they have operations that we know they're going to have problems down the road. So we're trying to guide them to see, look, this is better for you. And we don't trust the cloud on that. So it's a big, one of the big deals we're facing is educated others, right? But we're very committed to do it. We're very committed to do it because it's part of the process.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, I love your mission value. I love like your ethos and kind of what you stand for at
Exactly.
Cloud Beaker. I think that's needed in the business world, right? To kind of put people first, right? It's not
Yeah,
all about money. Obviously, everyone,
absolutely.
like you said, everyone wants to make money at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you're helping people and you're providing a good service, and the money will come from that. And so I think that's a great point. And I'm curious as to kind of now, maybe transition and get.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask you some questions about being a founder and kind of starting your own company. I'm sure there's obviously a lot of challenges that maybe came with starting your own
Absolutely.
company, and if maybe you could speak to some
Look,
of
this has
those
been
and
tremendous for us.
offer some advice
So,
to
um,
fellow founders who are now starting their
um,
businesses as well.
I know myself, and I'm a self-aware of my weakness and my talents. I'm a great engineer. I'm a good technical leader because I'm hands-on and I can place myself on each position of my technical team. I've been a C executive and senior leadership for 17 years, so I know the game, especially in corporate. But like I said, I bring too much energy to the table. I'm too passionate, and sometimes I'm a perfectionist, right? When you're gonna
Mhm.
lead a company that you're founding, especially because when you found a company, it's like your baby, right? And uh, my first advice is you need to have
Mhm.
very clear vision of what you want to do. You need to be very self-aware of
Yeah.
what are your talents, what can you offer that others can't, or what can you do different that really brings value. It's not about money. It's not about, oh, I charge less money than the other. That's no. That's irrelevant. Is what is my attention? What is the strategy? What is my marketing acquisition strategy? My market
Mhm.
acquisition strategy. Um,
Yeah.
and of course, think big. So I started without money, right? I left my previous company in January. In February, I onboarded my first client, just me. I was orchestra man. I was doing the accounting. I was doing the meetings, sales engineering. I was doing the job. That was in February. We invoiced $8,000. Uh, that was what, 8 months ago. Now we're over $2 million in revenue, and not only that, now we have an office in Quito, Ecuador. We got another company in there, which is part of our
Wow.
expansion with Latam, and we got authorization in Semilla, which next year we're
Congratulations.
gonna open an office in Spain, right? And we have over $25 million in the pipeline. Why? Because the approach is something that I've been pushing to the sales team. That's one thing. First, you need to guarantee your foundation. We're trying to raise money, but we haven't raised anything yet. I decided that I need to go big and I need to raise. So we're negotiating with several companies in order to get the funding that we need. We already got our valuations. We turned the company from LLC to a corporation. There's a lot of things that you need to do and learn during the process from the legal and from the compliance standpoint. That's before money, before hiring people. Then remember that a good leader is not the guy who knows everything. You need to surround yourself with people who can complement your weaknesses, right? I got a great CRO, which is Joe Wilson. He's my chief revenue officer. He's a co-founder, and he's the guy for the business. Actually, I trust him tremendously to to do the business conversation that I cannot do, right? Because no, I lost my temper. It's horrible. And the same with Latam. I got great people in there with great capacity who can lead that
Yeah.
and do the job, and I trust them. The only difference is that we are a family here, and I am very clear on what I want. This is my strategy, and you can come to me and tell me, well, but if we do it this way, we're going to make more money. That's not important. Money will come, but I cannot focus the goal of my company making money. No, we want to be by 2024 a global actor in
Mhm.
technology innovation consulting. We want to help not only private companies. We are
Yeah.
focused on education right now, and nonprofits, and in governments, in help other countries to uh, bring to a certain level of efficiency and performance and learning at the same time. We're in the process of creating like a small, virtual academy to prepare people in Latam and also here in the United States. One of the programs we have for 2024 is to work with international organizations for areas in the United States that, although they have the ability to get the resources because it's the United States, but they don't have the capacity to understand it or what to do with those resources to be more effective, right? Same we're gonna do in we are authorized for the CEMEA region. CEMEA is Southern Europe and the Middle East. I know that the situation in the Middle East is kind of complicated right now, but we hope that it get resolved at some point, and we can support countries down there and people all over the place. We want to connect companies. We want to do that. And as a founder, your dreams have to be always way bigger than the amount of revenue you're getting. Why? Because then you're forced to create more revenue to fulfill your dreams, right? But don't be unrealistic. You need to. For example, I'm facing a lot of challenges. Like sometimes I get, okay, this is the revenue, this is the profit.
I love that.
I'm flipping the profit. Hire more people. Let's go big. Let's go big. Do you have money to pay the next payroll? Don't worry, I'll figure it out. Right now, let's keep going, keep going, keep going. Right? If you shake, right? If you hesitate, no, don't found a company because it's gonna be challenging.
Yeah.
It's gonna be challenging. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, you touched on so many great, so much great advice and so many
I
great
guess
pillars. I mean,
so,
the
right?
fact that you guys have grown, so quickly within what did you said 8 months? I mean, is obviously a testament to what you guys are doing over there. So, I mean, whatever you're doing, you're doing something right. And I love speaking to people, right? I love speaking to people who are, just as I love hearing the ambition and where you guys want to take this thing. And I think that that's, something that's what is needed to be as a founder, right? You need to have those big dreams, those big goals, aspirations, and when you set those goals, it's it
I appreciate that.
requires the
Thank you.
work ethic and requires everything else to be put in place in order to achieve those, right? And so I'm sure that you think exactly the same way in terms of things that I do. So that's awesome
Oh
to
yeah.
hear that. Yeah, I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you some, what your vision was for your company in the next 12 months. You kind of did touch on that already. That you're obviously looking to kind of expand and go multi global, which is awesome. And I mean, I have no doubt that you guys won't achieve those things, right? So, I guess maybe one of the last questions that I wanted to ask you was maybe, out of your career, you've had such an extensive career. You've worked in
Right.
companies, and now you're starting your own
Several
company.
things.
What would you say
The
are the
most
most
important,
important
well,
things that you've maybe learned
you
that
need
you
to
would
be
love to share
self-aware.
with
Okay.
the audience
Engineers sometimes, or
in your
people who
career?
work in technology and programmers, we sometimes we believe we are more than what we really are, right? We believe that our ideas are more brilliant than the others, and that is very unrealistic. It's okay when you're an employee, right? Because depending of your gain, your managers or your VPs can value your personality is okay for that. When you're gonna found something, you need to be very self-aware of who you are and what's going on. Have some situational awareness is more important than anything. I understand where I'm standing right now, okay, and how I'm going to succeed. Have a plan, a B, a C, and a D, right? But stick to your plan A. I know that there is a saying that said if you have the need to have a plan B, you're already doomed to failure, to fail. And no, no. The thing is, I have different strategies, no plan B. Let me rephrase that. You need to have at least multiple strategies to achieve a common goal, right?
Yeah.
And a specific goal. Okay, I want to be on this point, and this is the strategies to get there.
Mhm.
If this works out, I'm taking that. Otherwise, but always reach your goal,
Mhm.
right? You need to have, and trust me, it's very hard to learn this, especially. I believe that because I'm becoming older. I believe because I've been dealing or managing people for many, many years. Uh, um, so leadership is a burden, especially because not everybody is suitable for leadership, right? It have nothing to do with being smart or being dumb or nothing to do. I know people who is brilliant and they are not suitable for leadership. I believe it's personality. So you have to be very self-aware of the things you can do or not.
Mhm.
Okay, you can lead specific things. You cannot lead everything. And when you found a company, that is an important. Let me give you an example. Do you remember Bill Gates? Bill Gates at one point bring Steve Ballmer as the CEO, and he became, I don't know, chief software architect. That's being self-aware. That's being self-aware. And Microsoft was already a multi-billion-dollar company. All right, he said, okay, I need to get to the next stage. And I'm talking no now Bill Gates, which is retired. I'm talking Bill Gates on his prime, right? He decided,
Yeah.
my personality is not the right one to lead this company, so I need somebody better than me who take, you know, and that implies fake sacrifices. So bottom line topic: be self-aware, have situational awareness, understand your weaknesses, be committed, and refuse to compromise with anything that attempt to disrupt your ideas and your goals. I'm sorry.
Man, that's so powerful, man. I think that's great advice. I had a mentor who always told me self awareness is one of the best attributes for a CEO and a founder to have. And I don't think I've asked a couple people
Are
this question,
not
and
good at.
you're the first
Okay,
one to
I
kind of bring
suck
that
at
up.
this. Let me
And I
have
think
somebody
that's
to do
such a
it for me.
great point to kind of hammer home because, like you said, you have to know what you're good at, right? You have to also know what you like, where your weaknesses are. And yeah,
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 yeah.
and
You
that
cannot
is
you
I think
cannot do
one of the most
business with
important
ego,
things when you
because
obviously are
we
growing a
have too
business
much
to be
pride,
able to,
especially
take the
Latinos.
ego
We
away,
have
right?
too
And
much pride,
not have to say
and
like,
we're
oh, I
too
want to
proud
do this.
about things.
I'm
And
doing
I'm
the
not
best
gonna
at this. I
negotiate
can
with
do
this
this. I
guy
can do
because I
this.
hate that
But
guy, and
understand
because
that
no, no, no.
I can.
You need to do what is best for the company and for your team.
Mm,
Remember, when you're the head of a
yeah.
company, everybody under you relies on you and depends on you. It depends their paycheck, the money for their family, their livelihood, their emotional stability. You're responsible for all that. All right. You cannot be a tyrant. No, the best leader is not the one who tells everybody what to do. A good leader is the one who supports everybody on the team to achieve their goal and to be successful. If anybody on my team is not successful, it is my fault. My job is to make them succeed and to facilitate that. Of course, I have to take the tough decisions sometimes, right? But I also rely and trust and give everybody an opportunity to grow with the role, right? I listen to those. I
Mm,
listen all the time, right? Sometimes it's hard when you're the boss to listen because you want to impose your criteria. Don't do that. Don't do that because uh, look. You need to offer your team something bigger than the job itself for them to stay. If you don't do that, if you keep telling them what to do, uh, it's like you you can't hire people and motivate them,
yep.
right?
Mm,
You need to hire already motivated people and offer them something bigger than the job itself in order for them to stay. Because otherwise, those brilliant people will motivate themselves to find another job, and you're going to be stuck with who's ever left, right?
yeah.
So everybody in the company is like you're a CEO and you take your own decisions, and I'm here to support you. Even if you fail, I'm going to support you. Of course, at the end of the day, you have to take tough decisions sometimes, like it's
Yeah.
terminated somebody, or
Stra-
it happens, right? It's part of the job. But the goal needs to be to keep people with you, allow them to grow, share your equity, share your company, share your dreams, allow
mm,
them to dream too, and incorporate their dreams to yours. Trust me, trust me, it's incredible. What we have grown in Latam, it's been incredible. We just closed 7 deals last week. We got over $25 million pipeline, not to mention the other thing. And there is people able
yeah.
to dream and to talk and to be in the conversations. So I used to have that ability to join every single meeting, sales meeting. I'm not doing that anymore. If you need me, just call
Yeah.
me. I'll be there and I introduce myself, right? Uh, but let your team dream too and feel that they're part of it, even if it costs you money. So it is. It costs you money, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. I That's such a great point, and I think that
Exactly.
having to like sell, you not only have to sell to your clients, but you consistently have to sell to your team, right? What your vision is and where you're trying to grow, because they have to be bought in
Right.
to your vision and where you're trying to build towards. Because, like you said, people don't stay. People always think, oh, they just stay for the
And
money. Like you have to
because they
pay them.
can
Well, yeah, that's true.
incorporate
You
them.
obviously have to
Look,
pay
you
your
bring
team
so
well, but
many
they
talented
stay
people
because they
every
see the
time you're
vision. If they
hiring.
see if
You,
they see the
you don't even
vision
know.
and they're bought in,
I've
they're
seen
not
like
going to want to
a
go anywhere
help
else. They're
desk
going to want to
guy
stay with you and build,
being a
and see that
brilliant
growth
network engineer.
potential. And so,
So every time you hire somebody, right? Of course, you do your interviews and their qualifications, but the most important thing that I'm looking for when I'm hiring is attitude or desire and passion, right? And then you feed that passion and give them other opportunities. You need to find every time, regardless what position you're hiring for, the exact position for that person
mhm,
to succeed, right? To be successful. If you find that, you're gonna create a great company. You need to allow them to their dreams to be part of yours. It's not this is my idea and it's box and everybody have to do what I think and that's it. No, your idea will
yeah,
be uh, modified every time somebody else come with another good idea that can be attached to this one. And that's what it started to be. We're gonna be there um, within 2 years. You're doing like a 10 other things that is others people's in your team dreams. So they are enjoying that. So they are growing the company with that. And uh, together with that, they grow too as a person, as professionals, as a family. We help others. We I don't know. It's like infinite. The goals you can achieve. Your goals cannot be specific. Need to be dynamic, right? Scalable. Let your dreams being scalable and multi-cloud. Okay.
yeah,
Likewise, man. I enjoyed this.
yeah. Hey, I love that, man. Hey, it's been awesome talking to you. I hope that the people who are listening, take your advice, because I think that the advice that you are giving to them is very practical, and being self aware, and having your team being bought into your vision is
There you go.
something that if a founder takes that advice, I think that's just invaluable, right? It's all about applying exactly what you see other people's working, right? And like I always say that if you want to see what works, look at the product, right?
Absolutely.
And so like someone like building a company within 8 months, the mindset that you
They
have,
can,
the
well, you can
drive, and
find me on
the
LinkedIn
different
or you can find me
types
on
of
the
things that you're
Cloud Beaker
building, obviously
website. So
one or two
right
things.
there.
So hey man, I
You,
definitely
you got it, right?
appreciate you coming on. Where's
HTTPS
a good spot for
cloudbeaker.com.
people to find you, if they want to contact you, they want to work with Cloud Beaker?
Yeah, you can share my email too. Look, I'm not that
Okay,
I receive like over
I'll
500
include
emails per day, but I always have time for the good
yeah,
ones.
I'll include
I,
both of
I
those
delete
in
a
the
lot, but I,
description.
I always have
I'll
time
include
for the
both of
good
those in
ones,
the
right?
description.
I
So if they
love
want
to
to reach
talk to
out to you,
people.
they
I'm a
can
social ant.
contact you there.
That's one of the problems, right? But I like to talk to people. I like to do this. I've been teaching in
Yeah,
universities and all that because I enjoy to share knowledge because I believe it's the most important thing, right? And to be how can I say completely honest and transparent, including with your clients. I got a relationship with each one of my clients, a relationship that they got my personal phone that we talk about other things. So God, this
yeah,
company have 24 years of creative. They don't know how to crowdfund. I'm giving them advice about, hey, just look at this company I'm working on, and this they could help you with your software and things like that. We, me personally, and I'm
mm,
trying to enforce that within my company or to advertise that within my company that we need to create a personal relationship with our clients. They cannot be a number. They cannot be their
yeah,
relationship with Cloud Beaker cannot be a monthly invoice. No, it has to be more than that, right? Said weekly meetings, sit down with them only to talk. Hey, we don't have nothing to do. Okay, don't worry. Let's talk. What are your dreams? What are you trying to do? How can I help? And that's important for us.
yep. Great. Well, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. If you did make it all the way to the end, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Ciao.